Have you ever waited to speak until you could say it perfectly?
or decided someone else probably knew more than you.
Or finish something difficult and immediately focus on what you could have done better?
That is the confidence trap.
We think confidence has to arrive before we act.
But most of the time, confidence comes after we start.
So, this month, we're talking about confidence and imposter syndrome, how to own your value internally, even when your inner critic is trying to convince you that you do not belong.
And when that inner critic gets loud, your work bestie can remind you what is actually true.
Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Jess.
We are corporate employees by day, entrepreneurs by night, and work besties for life.
Join us as we explore how work besties lift each other up, laugh through the chaos, and thrive together in every industry.
Work besties!
Let us start today by defining and talking about the confidence trap.
Yeah, because that seems a bit dangerous.
Yeah, almost sneaky, right?
Yeah.
And the confidence trap is believing that we have to feel confident before we can take any action
Yeah, before we speak in the meeting
or apply for that position
or share an idea.
or even ask for the opportunity.
So it is actually, we would not be saying anything if we had to wait until we felt confident.
For sure. It is. That it's you don't wanna keep waiting to feel more prepared, or you feel like you have to keep doing it for more certainty, more qualified, or being less nervous.
Exactly. Because at the end, the feeling might never arrive.
Yeah, and we never are gonna have enough experience or be able to know that everything, right? You always will have an area where you'll need to learn more, but that doesn't mean that you should stop.
Exactly.
So, let's talk about how it really is more around preparation versus being scared.
Yeah. But preparation and avoidance can look very similar.
Yeah. And
So, how do you think imposter syndrome shows up?
that's a good question.
Well, it could be several things, right? It could be about presenting to senior leaders or assuming an accent may make people misunderstand people, right? I can attest for that. Or comparing yourself to someone else that has more confidence that is all talk. A lot of time that makes you want to retreat. What about you?
Yeah, I think you've hit on a lot of them that really ring true, especially as you kind of look around your peer set and those that you work with. A couple other ones, though, I've run across as well, or where I see it happening, is where some people feel like they have to continue to refine things. Like the work's already strong, it's really good, but they think it's still not perfect. And they're almost spinning their wheels when good is good enough. I know you sometimes walk around saying, I have imposter syndrome, but not most people do. I think it's more internal where people are questioning or not voicing as much as they can because they think they don't know it all. Um, so sometimes it's like as simple as like us as managers, we know the person knows the answer to the question that gets brought up in a meeting, and yet they're not responding,
Yeah.
right? Like so I do this a lot too, where I'll Teams the person or Slack the person as the meeting's going on, be like, you know that answer, please pop in and comment. And you encourage them, but that's, I think, a confidence trap. I think they're not doing it because they don't feel confident enough to do it on their
Yeah.
own.
They're afraid to make a mistake or they
Right.
don't tell you what they're thinking. They can say, I'm a fraud, so I should not be talking, right? It depends on the people. I can talk to regular people and no problem. And I know my stuff. But then as soon as it's a bit more elevated, I'm like, oh, you know?
Well, that's a good example of how to find ways to kinda even it
Yeah,
out. So when you get into those situations, you aren't thinking about it the who you're presenting to, just the what you're getting asked. Because you
exactly.
are You are the matter expert, and even if you don't know everything, you know more than the person asking the question.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I have to say also about imposter syndrome, talking for a friend. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm making that much money. That's you're working even more because you want to prove that you're not a fraud, that the salary you're making, what you're contributing to the organization is, you belong there.
I think there are some people who maybe who still do suffer imposter syndrome, but maybe aren't gonna be the ones that are gonna work 10 extra hours to get something done. That's okay. I don't think we're suggesting that. That is not the way to overcome imposter syndrome. More of that is around being comfortable with saying something and getting the feedback, right? That's my issue. I wasn't comfortable with getting the feedback. And sometimes the feedback or the response will be, "You're wrong." And so what? Like, I think we have to get over that, right? That's the
That
disconnect is
happened.
a lot of people are so afraid of hearing you're wrong or it's slightly different, and you shouldn't be. We all walk around all day long doing things that are
Not
wrong
not
and
always
get
the
told,
best
right?
way of doing it, but that's okay. And, in a lot of time, if you say sometimes if you say something that you think you're wrong, it might spark ideas to other things, right? It might goes to another way. So, I mean, and at the end of the day, if you're wrong, be confident in your wrongness, right? Like, oh yeah, okay, but it's true. Okay, I messed up. Big deal.
So another one is moving the goalpost. And this is one where it says, "I feel successful when," and yet you still continue to push the when because you still don't feel like
You
you're
never know,
successful.
you're never there. You've never
Right.
been there. Yeah. And also making you worked on it, so you're more confident.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, I think it's also one where you compare your reality with someone else's polished
Um,
moment. So for you and I, this is a great example where you constantly say to me, "I'm a great presenter." And then you compare yourself to me, you shouldn't, like, we're different, we do different things, we provide different things. And it's okay to give somebody praise for being a great presenter, thank you. But at the same time, don't hold it against yourself,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like comparing ourselves to someone else is a killer because
Mhm.
it's again, you're always going to have someone that is better in an area than you, which is okay, right? But you provide something else that the other and maybe they do also. At the end of the day, you're your own person and you should not compare yourself because comparing yourself is a killer. And
Yeah.
also it's like thinking about that being not confident or discomfort means that you're unqualified. That's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
not the truth at all. Ugh, that's horrible. You know, it's perfectionism, just I cannot even say that word, so imagine. It's a killer because at the end, what is perfection? And who can say that something is perfect, right?
Yeah.
And
So one of the things are and this is how to figure out, like, not I don't know that everybody recognizes that they're aiming for perfectionism, right? So some of the things to think about is when you are in your work environment, do you keep revising things way too many times? Are you purposely not sharing them ahead of time because you still don't feel confident in what you have? Or let's say you did present it to somebody and they asked you these questions and you sit there and go, "Ugh, I should have anticipated that question." Um, or let's be honest, I suffer from this a lot. I need help, but I don't ask for it. I just suffer until I can figure it out.
mhm.
So I think those are things that we're suggesting is slightly a part of imposter syndrome for sure, and ways that you should be thinking, how can I overcome or recognize that I'm doing them to stop it?
Yeah. And it's which means at the end, it's like you keep on working and working and working, and still you know that you're never good enough, right?
Right. I mean, I did this literally just the other day. I finished some big presentation that it took a long time to get ready, received some positive feedback, and it ended, and I immediately was like, "Oh, I should have added these 3 things." Instead of asking, "Is this perfect?" or "Do I feel like it's ready?" We should be asking ourselves, "Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
Is it useful? Is it accurate or accurate enough? Is it ready enough for the next conversation?"
Oh,
And what would
but that
improve
you say
throughout
to
feedback?
yourself. That you say to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What would you improve through feedback rather than more private overthinking?
Yeah.
And once you answer yes to all those, it's good enough. Send it. Don't hold back. Don't wait until it's at the 100%. You're probably at a 99.
Yeah.
The point of that was that sometimes the next step's not just another revision, it's putting it out there and letting the people see it and then moving from there. What we suggest is think about a recent win that you have had that you might have minimized, something that you know deep down really was a big success. And then think about what explanation did you give yourself for why it didn't really count.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then think about what would you give that same explanation if your work bestie said that to you, right? Like if your work bestie had this big win and they told you, what would you say to them? It's not going to be a diminished or minimized element. I would think you'd probably be giving them huge kudos. So the point of that is just to say we usually tell ourselves these truths that are not what we say to other people, right? Especially our work bestie. And our work bestie is the best accountability partner to help you through these things.
Totally.
So Claude, do you want to talk about the our idea for the brag book?
Yes. So we thought that Brad book would be a great idea. What it is at the end of the day, you write down all the positive things that you did. Doesn't matter if you're like an old fashioned like me, you put it in a little book, right? Or you can do it also digitally on your OneNote, which at the end actually is going to help you to do your review at the end of the year.
So what exactly, Claude, are you recommending goes into the brag book?
So anything that was positive, that was an issue for you. Like it can be, we were talking about being procrastinating, right? Completed the presentation. Poof, right book. You know, I led a meeting positively and I got, like, to your point, someone, like, I had great feedback, positive feedback. Eh, right book. For people like you, for example, that has issue about asking for help. One day you ask for help. You put it. So really something that is against what is normal on you and that you made a special effort, just put it on your brag book.
Right. And I think from there you would it sounds like you wanna put in, yeah, the win of what happened, but then also kind of the contribution. What did you specifically do from that,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
yes, I asked for
exactly.
help and therefore I got this presentation or project done faster or something of that nature. I clarified the story enough. I brought the right people together. I helped somebody prepare that wouldn't have been prepared. Um, and then from there, you'd want to put the impact. Why did it matter what occurred? Did the team make the decision? Was it good enough? And I didn't have to redo it. The project moved forward. All right. So, why the brag book works and why we're suggesting this to you all. As we mentioned up top, a lot of those who have imposter syndrome are dealing with self doubt. So, this book will help you with that. Whenever those self doubt moments pop up, or a memory becomes unreliable, this book is a great reference point to go back to remember those
Yes,
things. It's keeping the receipts, right?
exactly.
And as Claude commented before, doing these doesn't just help with boosting your confidence, which we want that to, and that should be the most important reason, but it also helps you for other things too. Claude mentioned performance reviews. It helps you with job interviews. It
Mhm.
helps you when you're even having conversations internally for
Yeah,
promotions or asking
yeah.
for a promotion.
Even the fact just of writing it, it ingrains
Mhm.
in your
Yeah.
brain.
You're more likely to remember it for sure. For
Exactly.
sure. And then the one that you brought up too is leverage your work bestie. Tell them what you're nervous to do, and then they can help you grow through this. Oh, here is what we want you to remember. You do not have to eliminate every doubt before you move forward.
You do not have to feel completely ready.
And you do not have to wait until someone else recognizes your value before you begin recognizing it in yourself.
And with the brag book, right? Keep
Yes.
the evidence
Let your wins count.
and take one brave step.
And when your inner critic gets loud, ask your work bestie to remind you what is true.
And then write it down so you can start reminding yourself.
So, if this episode resonated with you, it will resonate with your work bestie who needs help. Send it along to them.
And do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. And to all the work best out there, keep supporting each other. Bye.
Remember, whether you're swapping snacks in the break room, rescuing each other from endless meetings, or just sending that perfectly timed meme, having a work bestie is like having your own personal hype squad.
So keep lifting each other up, laughing through the chaos, and of course, thriving. Until next time, stay positive, stay productive, and don't forget to keep supporting each other.